Imagine a world where a single social media post from the highest office could shift military positioning or rattle global markets before a single diplomat even picks up the phone. Not hypothetically, right now. And if that sounds extreme, consider how fast information already moves, how quickly markets react, and how closely governments monitor both. Something unusual is happening, and most people aren't fully seeing it yet, because this isn't just about one conflict, one leader, or one headline. It's about how power itself may be changing in real time. And here's the part that hits closer to home. Because decisions made at the top don't stay contained. They ripple outward into energy prices, financial markets, and the cost of living you feel every single day. The price at the pump, the cost of groceries, the stability of your job, all of it is connected, often invisibly, to how global power is exercised and communicated. According to multiple reports and public statements, the current administration, supported by its political base, appears to be operating with a style that relies heavily on direct, rapid communication, often delivered instantly to the public and sometimes outside traditional institutional channels. That means fewer layers, less delay, and more immediacy. From symbolic gestures to frequent commentary on sensitive geopolitical tensions, including the situation involving Iran, established diplomatic messaging, in some cases, appears to be giving way to a more immediate and individualized voice. Based on publicly available information, this is how it appears. Because historically, power was structured to be slow, messages were filtered, negotiated, and carefully constructed behind closed doors, where every word mattered and every signal was deliberate. What this suggests is a shift towards something faster, more reactive, and far more visible, where power is no longer just exercised, but performed in real time in front of a global audience. Because when communication speeds up, decision-making often follows, and when decisions become more immediate, the margin for misinterpretation or escalation can shrink. Some analysts have compared aspects of this shift to strongman-style politics observed during the later stages of the Cold War, but there is a critical difference now. Back then, perception was managed behind the scenes, while today it unfolds live, where billions of people can see it, react to it, and amplify it within seconds. At the same time, there are indications that traditional diplomatic norms may be under strain. Reports suggest allies have, at times, been caught off guard by sudden policy signals or unexpected shifts in tone, while renewed attention to strategically significant territories has raised questions about whether older forms of geopolitical ambition are re-entering mainstream discussion. These are signals, not conclusions, but they point to a system that may be evolving. This raises a bigger question about whether we are moving away from quiet, behind-the-scenes diplomacy toward a system where major decisions are shaped and sometimes announced in public, in real time. And if that is happening, then the nature of conflict itself may also be changing. Take the current tensions involving Iran. This is not just about military positioning or strategic planning. It is also about messaging, perception, and influence. Statements, narratives, and reactions are moving at a speed that, according to analysts, may shape outcomes alongside traditional forms of power. What this suggests is that modern conflicts may no longer be determined solely by what happens on the battlefield, but also by how events are framed, understood, and spread across global information networks. So then, what actually determines the outcome of a war now? Is it what physically happens, or what people believe is happening? Because those two things are no longer always the same. And this is where it comes back to you. Because when perception moves markets and markets move economies, the effects become immediate. Oil prices shift, supply chains react, inflation rises or falls, and suddenly something happening thousands of miles away shows up in your daily life in ways that feel sudden and at times out of your control. To be clear, interpretations of these developments vary, and the situation remains fluid, but based on current reporting and observable patterns, it suggests we may be entering a phase where geopolitics, media, and leadership style are more intertwined than ever before. A phase where decisions move faster, reactions are more public, and consequences travel further than at any point in recent history. And that leads to the biggest question of all, whether we are witnessing a fundamental transformation in how power operates in the modern world, or the early signs of something far more unpredictable. Because if power is now shaped in real time, in public, and through perception as much as policy, then the rules that governed the last century may no longer fully apply. And if the rules are changing, Who is actually in control of what happens next? Or more importantly, can anyone fully control it at all? So what do you think? Is this a necessary evolution for a digital age, or the beginning of a pattern that could become far more dangerous than it seems?